Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and to shed more light on this visit, we're joined over the phone by Ambassador Mohamed Badr, Zayed, the former Assistant Foreign Minister. Mr. Ambassador, can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I hear you. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Ambassador. Now, first of all, this is the highest level visit done by the Polish president to Cairo with his First Lady. Now, the President Sisi mentioned that the bilateral relations between Egypt and Poland, they're about 100 years old. Now, what is the significance of such a visit at such a critical time by the Polish president to Cairo, discussing many issues on the agenda? What is the significance of such a visit?
Yeah, as you said, sir, this is the first official visit by the current Polish president to Egypt, to Cairo. The visit is about two issues, or two major sections. First one is about bilateral relations, which consists of many aspects also. And the second is about the current situation, the current international situation due to the Ukraine crisis. As one of the assistants of the Polish president mentioned clearly, this visit is about the food crisis that emerged due to the ongoing war in Ukraine. And he added that the Poland could support Ukraine in exporting agricultural products. Some sources also said that the visit is part of international pressure to Ukraine to unblock the grain export from Ukraine. Mm-hmm. This is one aspect. The other aspect, of course, is the bilateral. Today we heard the beginning of the direct flight between Egypt and Poland after stop for about 7 years or 6 years. And as we all know, this is a very important step now because Ukraine is the fifth largest country in tourism to Egypt. Mm-hmm. We do receive a lot of Polish tourists from Poland to Cairo, to Egypt in general, especially in Sharm el-Sheikh and Hurghada and elsewhere. And also because of the many other issues, like they are talking about exporting oil and natural gas to Ukraine, to Poland. This is one issue I think was mentioned also by the Polish side, and also the president mentioned several issues has been discussed, mm-hmm. Like our views regarding human rights, our strategy in human rights, our strategy dealing with the illegal traffic, immigration traffic, and how we succeeded in stopping all this issue from the Egyptian borders in general and in the Mediterranean. I think this is a very important visit in the current situation in general.
Yes. Well, Your Excellency, let's take it point by point. Now, if we're talking about the bilateral relations, now, many agreements have been signed on memoranda of understanding, and you've mentioned the exportation of natural gas from Egypt to Poland, and this would be considered one of the first such deals of natural gas exportation to Europe at such a critical time taking place within the European continent, obviously in light of the Ukraine-Russia conflict. Now, how pivotal can that be for Poland and the rest of Europe? Could it pave the way for other deals and agreements of the same nature taking place at this time?
Yeah, as we all know, in order to be realistic in this regard, it's very difficult in the short run to replace the Russian natural gas to Europe. But at least this will help Europe to reduce dependency on the Russian natural gas and oil, which is going to take some time. We are dealing with a very complicated crisis, the Ukraine one. How long it will take and what the result of this crisis is not yet clear. But in the process, as we all know, that the European Union is is meeting now, and is trying to reduce their dependency on the on natural gas from Russia, which they understand, and I think they are realistic. This is going to take some time, but at least this is the beginning for them. That they have to diversify their imports from other sources, and I think they had a very important lesson that depending on the Russian also is a burden on their economy. From our point of view, we are, we have taken a position, of course, against the war. We don't support any kind of war, and we consider it destabilizing the international system. But at the same time, we do have a special relationship with both Russia and Ukraine. So we are not part of this war, and we are not part of the complicated interaction regarding this war. But and the issue of exporting gas, of course, this is another issue, and it will take some time in order to replace any export from any other side. And I don't think that the two, I think the two sides, Egypt and Poland, understand this is very difficult to replace completely the Russian gas now.
Ambassador Zayed, now also the Ethiopian dam file was actually discussed between President Sisi and the Polish president, and President Duda has mentioned that he supports Egypt's rights of the Nile water. Now, what sort of effect or what sort of influence can Poland have on the developments regarding the Ethiopian Renaissance Dam?
I think we need the whole international support and pressure from everywhere. I think the whole international system should understand that we are in the right side. We don't ask for anything extra. Actually, we only talk about reaching an agreement with the Ethiopian side, and our position in Egypt from the beginning talk about fair and realistic solution on a legal background, that we have our share from the Nile, and we have some international agreements before, and we want the Ethiopian side to respect those agreements. And to respect our rights as the Egyptian people. We are the only country in the Nile Basin which depend completely on the Nile. So I think we need all the international support and understanding, and I think the Polish position now is another position, understanding and helping to build international pressure in general in the right direction, and we hope that the Ethiopian side will get the message at the end of the day.
Yes, hopefully so. Ambassador Mohamed Badruddin Zayed, the former Assistant Foreign Minister, thank you very much, Your Excellency, for joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, now turning our attention to tonight's topic. Now, Egypt has recorded and achieved the second biggest jump in the tourism sector globally. It is ranked as the first destination in Africa, the fifth in the Middle East, and in the Middle East, and also the 51st place globally. Now, this is for 2021. In 2019, we were the 57th. Let's check out this report, and we'll be right back. Minister of Environment Yasmin Fouad and Minister of Tourism and Antiquities Khaled Al-Anani launched the Towards Green Development of the Tourism Sector project in the presence of regional representatives of the United Nations Development Programme in Egypt and a number of representatives of ambassadors, stakeholders in the tourism industry and international media. This project is the first of its kind in Egypt and aims to improve the performance and sustainability of tourism in line with Egypt's 2030 strategy. It is also considered as part of Egypt's preparations to host the COP27 climate conference set to be held in November in Sharm el-Sheikh. Towards green development of the tourism sector has been prepared by the project Integrating Biological Diversity with Tourism in Egypt, which is implemented through the Environmental Affairs Agency in cooperation with the United Nations Development Programme, with funding from the Global Environment Facility. The project also comes under the auspices of the Presidential Initiative for Environmental Awareness, Be Prepared for Green, in cooperation with the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities and a number of concerned ministries and governorates. 5 main outputs of the project have been set to achieve green and environment-friendly development in the tourism sector. The outputs include preparing a guide to the best environment-friendly practices in the hotel sector to help enhance the application of easy-to-implement environmental measures and ensure financial efficiency for those in charge of management. The Egyptian portal for sustainable tourism was developed for the first time as an online tool for hospitality professionals, tourism experts and the private sector, as well as the Egyptian Tourism Federation as key partners in integrating environmental protection with tourism activities. A guide to the best sustainable, cost-effective environmental practices in restaurants and a guideline for eco-lodges were also launched, in preparation for launching a new licensing mechanism by the Ministry of Tourism and Antiquities, which is the first step of its kind to organize the ecotourism market in Egypt and increase investments in nature reserves. This is in addition to launching the Green List campaign, which aims to increase the awareness of tourists about eco-hotels and tourist facilities bearing eco-labels, as well as about products that have adopted sound environmental and social standards, giving alternatives to products that has a negative impact on the environment.